let's make it so there's no holds barred on World War III. Because, I mean, we already got this nation that just lies these nations lie constantly, and they're always breaking their rules that they created to slave other people and use it as an excuse to invade them. And I don't think we're going to get to the root of the problem if we have rules on what we can do either. So, I mean, if we got to go here, obviously that's like the point of what's going on here. Like, we can't run for president against these people because they own the media, and it means everyone is willingly only voting for the New World Order race. So that's what we go to in the game. Apparently, we got to go to it. So we got to live up to that. And we got to move our expectations and how we feel about things. You know, over here, you get your safe zone. Take your safe zone, move it over there, and move back to reality because they didn't allow for other options. So that's what's happening. So let's just move to reality. I'm always trying to be ahead here. I mean, I was like, 6 years old when I was saying that the stuff happening right now is going to happen. So um, I might be a little bit ahead of my times, many times. Um, but there's like these rules for war, like this and that and that and this. There's rules everywhere. There's rules like don't buy drugs that grow from the ground. You can only buy them if the government and some rich person with a Lexus and a BMW who lives in a nice posh white gated community sells them to you. Rules. There's rules over here. People don't want to die. They don't want to be killed. And everyone likes that rule. Me personally, I'm like, hey, who's the people want to kill? Come on, bro. I'll feed you. I'll cook some food. I'm good. I come from a family of cooks and stuff, and I'm probably fucking, no insult, but I scored really hard in school, and I didn't do all the work stuff they did, and I just played around my whole life, so I learned a lot doing that. I'll cook you a good meal. And then there's people over here, like, I don't want to be raped, but some of the people over here, the other 50% of the population is like, ooh, I get some free sex. And so rules are made to protect. I don't know. I don't know sometimes because these people out here invented rules for war, and they're the ones breaking all those rules. But they use those rules to invade other nations. Oh, you got weapons of mass destruction. Oh, well, we're going to have to bomb you with some depleted uranium. Shoot you. We don't bomb people. Unless it's non-uranium bombs. Those are good bombs. Those are gentlemen bombs. Only gentlemen fight good wars. Well, we're only going to kill these people and try not to kill those other people when we carpet bomb the nation. And gentlemen rules. Gentlemen rules. Keep it clean and come out bombing. There's rules in MMA. There's rules in boxing. There's rules in jiu-jitsu. Okay? So, boxing rules versus jiu-jitsu rules automatically means Gracie would beat Mike Tyson's ass in a jiu-jitsu ring. And Mike Tyson would freaking, wow. They're both pretty good, right? I don't think either of them would survive in the ring against the other one if the opponent was really trying to hurt him. But they wouldn't win. Tyson would get disqualified in 2 seconds and lose the fight against Gracie. Gracie might die when Tyson hits him, but Tyson might die the second Gracie chokes him before if he chokes him fast enough before the ref can come break it up in 2 seconds. So the rules are being made by the group who are good at those rules. or good at manipulating those rules and stuff like that. I make some rules every now and then. God came and told me I should remain quiet and not speak for a long time because I'm having a real problem, and God has decided that I should remain in silence until I can learn to use my mouth properly and not say shit that offends people so fucking much. And you know what happens? No one gave a shit about my rules. No one gave a shit. But if I killed him, they'd be like, oh, you broke the rule. But if they kill me, I'd be like, oh, well, you won, good sir. Congratulations. You have won the battle. So rules are what? Rules are for fools. My friend used to say, school's for fools. And he was like 15, didn't go to school. He would say that like it was a joke, but then he ended up being a manager at a place when he was like 16 or 17. And I don't even think they didn't know our ages when we were kids. Like every time we ended up telling them, every time I told them, they were like, you're a kid? It's like, yeah, dude, like I'm working here. Well, I'm supposed to be at school. So rules. When I was 8 years old, there was a rule. There's still rules that children cannot work. Child slave labor laws. Literally, child slave laws. Force them to go to school. Don't allow them to learn to work. Don't allow them to make money. So you know what my grandma did? My grandma broke the rules, right? My grandma got a job in her name, and we did all the work. Me and my brother did the work. So we made cash. We was little kids making cash. That's unheard of in this society. This society says you can't work till you're 14. Little kid carrying bags 2-3 times their size and stuff. Probably why we're so strong. Probably why my brother looks like a fucking Jolly Green Giant and stuff. And probably why I can lift like Jolly Green Giant and stuff like that. But rules. Rules are for fools. Okay? So let's just get rid of the rules if we're going to have this war. This war's already broken out. What are they going to stop again and call it quits? Was it a game they played? Russia and USA played on the world last time, the Cold War. I mean, yeah, NASA made a lot of money off that. The people who never went back to the moon made a lot of money off that war, didn't they? They siphoned tons of tax dollars off both populations, Russia and USA. So let's ignore that for a minute. Let's act like everything's all fine and gravy, except for these rules. The rules, you can't bomb people with nuclear warfare. And yet they use depleted uranium. And it's also more rules surrounding that involving the destruction, the salting of the earth, the desolation of lands, to where you destroy these soils and don't allow them, or destroy the livelihood in the area so it continues to poison them. And so those rules are being broken too. And so who really cares about these rules and stuff? Like I hear Putin's like being kind to some of these people, and I don't know what to think about that. I'm not too cool on that. Maybe he understands that the people under Zelensky are not Zelenskys, and like literally being told they're a different group of people working for the people who they think they're against. Maybe Putin understands that. There's a lot to that. The documentaries on the rise of the alt-right before they brought Trump into power and stuff like that, and then they got deleted, removed from the internet history. So my documentary is kind of the only thing that remains, along with I have data saved. I've been saving data for like 10 years, so I have a lot of stuff that's been erased from the internet. I purposely been doing that for that reason, knowing that was going to happen. And I've got it in many places too. It's like kind of thousands of miles apart. There's different drives and stuff with that information on, just in case it come after me or something. But rules, man, rules are for fools. Like, let's get rid of them. Like, they're just using it as a reason to like try to obscure and then lying about the rules they're breaking and stuff.